And here we are, a few hours later. Well, this is your host, Isaiah Peters, author behind the great Sorgia, as well as the Giant's Grand Vision at the time of this recording. And here we are, episode 7, chapter 7. Let's jump in. 2 days later, back in Roveria Storsburg, Sejani was at the city's massive marble arena, known officially as the Fight Stone. Sitting there alongside Amari, Naomi, Minerva, and Ashanti, the young Orm watched Ronald happily defeating many who dared to challenge him to his massive heart's content. 2 mere basic warriors, then 3 knights, then 4 pirates. Ronald was quickly making a name for himself, defeating this many with ease. Just then, the group were approached by the Death Stingers, Tokala, Songaa, and Aaron, all of whom were eagerly excited for battle. "Yo!" Tokala greeted Amari and the others. "What's good?" He gave a mighty laugh. "Tokala!" Amari gave him a high five. "How have you been, big brother?" "Chillin', lil' bro." Tokala politely turned down an offer of wine from Songaa. "Ya good, gang?" "Groovy," Ashanti smiled at the young tribesman. "Hi, Tokala." Minerva gave him a warm hug. "Have you been staying out of trouble?" "Depends. What is your definition of trouble, baby?" Tokala then looked at Songaa, who returned with a knowing, mischievous smirk. "Tokala?" Minerva crossed her thin arms. "Okay, fine. Me and my bros may have jumped Lil Bro's pops last night." Tokala nervously rubbed the back of his head. "That's why I heard all that frantic yelling and fighting last night." Minerva pinched the bridge of her small, cute nose. "Tokala, my love, you really need to be more mindful. You know how the general can be." "Okay," Songaa raised his hands high. Then he added, "Like I give a fuck about James Swo's thuggish ass." Just then, "Chill, bro. Amari and Miss Swo are right here, you know." Tokala then bowed his head to Ashanti. "Thank you, Tokala," Ashanti replied. "And have you been staying out of trouble, little sister?" Tokala asked Naomi. "Well," Naomi blushed. "You really still messing with the samurai dudes, right?" Tokala toyed in Naomi's hair for a few moments, in a manner similar to that of an older brother. "Tokala, the grandsons are so adorable, especially the ninja," Naomi then squealed. "The grandfather's kind of strict, but he's such a cool and composed guy." "I'm happy for you, Naomi," Tokala smiled at her. Yeah. Takashi walked his way toward the group, with Haruki calmly walking to them as well. "Good afternoon, guys." "Hey, Takashi," Ashanti smiled at him adoringly. "Where's your grandfather?" she asked soothingly. "He has important things to discuss with Mr. Pill, Miss Swo." "Oh, wait, excuse me. That was Haruki who said that, so obviously that was more calm, but anyway." "I see." Ashanti then offered the young ninja a bowl of fruit. "Eat up, Haruki. You're too thin to walk around only to then have to fight." "Thanks." Haruki steadily took an apple from the bowl and 2 oranges. Just then he thought to himself, "She has been so kind to me and brother. Even grandfather likes her, and I can totally agree to why." "Yo, Aaron," Songaa poked the quieter Zoshi tribesman. "What you reading, bro?" "Oh, well, it is about how to become a healer," Aaron nervously answered. "A healer, bro?" Songaa looked at the book. "How come?" "Well, I do not see myself, as much of a fighter when compared to you and Tokala." Aaron gulped hard. "You two are far better warriors than myself." "What? That ain't true," Songaa snapped. "You got guts, my dude." Songaa playfully punched him. "I tried to." "Nah, bullshit." Songaa wasn't hearing it. "Let me fight you right now. You will use that big brain of yours to defeat my hot-headed ass anytime." He then turned to Tokala. "Ain't that right, Tokala, bro?" "You said it." Tokala nodded at Songaa. "Well, thanks." Aaron smiled at his fellow Zoshi tribesman. "Fight me!" Ronald shouted. "I'm only just getting started. Come, come, come!" He raised his battle axe high and triumphantly with great pride. "Tokala, boy!" He gave the young man a fierce glare. "Yeah?" Tokala casually looked at Ronald while Minerva nuzzled him. "You better be on your shit, because I'm gonna fuck your mellow ass up." Ronald grinned maliciously. "Let's see how strong you really are." "Boy, shut up." Tokala then gave Minerva a small kiss. "Bro, I got fat ass." Songaa volunteered to face Ronald. He's been disrespecting you for far too long, and I can't wait for that rematch with General James. I'm not letting you face Ron by yourself, bro, Tokala said calmly. You've been fighting hard for the last few days. Take it easy. I got this. Songa then went up the stairs of the arena and stood before Ronald. I live for this shit. Just shut the fuck up and fight me, Ronald. Just then, Ronald scoffed. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to, boy? You, cuss, Songa snapped back. I'm ready for the smoke. Say less. Ronald then started attacking Songa, leading to the two men having a fight that quickly turned vicious. As the number of people standing around the fight zone increased, even more spectators cheered in awe as Songa fought bravely against the towering and vicious Ronald, throwing heavy punches and kicks at one another with great intensity for the next 5 minutes. Boom, bitch! Songa and Ronald shouted as they entered a brief deadlock. Yo, Tokala watched Songa with great admiration. Get his ass, gang! Yes, you can do it, Songa, Minerva added. Say no more. Songa then shot Ronald a quick glance before sucker punching him in the face, followed by a backflip, which in turn was followed by a rapid fire punch. A rapid fire punch. He punched him real quick, for clarification. Anyway. Ha! Fat, arrogant, nasty ass bastard. Songa continued attacking, only for Ronald to then snap all the way out and charge his opponent down, showering him with lightning-fast blows, leaving Songa full of blood. Get up, Ronald yelled. I am not finished with you yet. He grabbed Songa by his neck and raised him into the air. Ayo, Songa bro, Tokala called out. Just then, Songa spat at Ronald and said, Fuck nugget. Knock me the fuck out. I dare you, bro. For General James Swow, Ronald shouted and brutally smacked Songa in the forehead, knocking him unconscious. Then, Ronald callously dropped him. Just then, Tokala and Aaron shouted Songa's name. I win, Ronald shouted even louder. The fuck out of here. You, he pointed his middle finger at Tokala. You're next. Y'all been getting away with messing with the great James Swow for too long. You tell him, my boy. James walked forth with that cold grin on his face. Teach these pussy-ass boys what a real warrior and man is. He then made obscene gestures at Tokala. You want to fight? Tokala put out his joint and marched straight to Ronald. Let's go, bro. He was now standing before him. Minerva gently tapped Aaron. Perhaps you should get Songa off the arena, dear. Right. Aaron went and did just that while Tokala and Ronald exchanged insults. Tokala, get your black ass down here, boy, Naomi called out. Ronald's too dangerous. I'll be fine, Tokala replied while maintaining his focus on Ronald. Bitch, Ronald said to Tokala as he shoved him. James' biggest dick rider, Tokala shoved him back. Shut up! Ronald immediately jumped right into fighting Tokala, and this time it was even more intense and bloody than Songa's fight. Bam! The large warrior slammed Tokala repeatedly, but grew annoyed as Tokala refused to go down, fighting back with all his strength and speed. Tokala, Minerva clasped her hands together over her chest. Please, just be careful. I hope he wins, homegirl, Naomi watched with worry. Tokala got to, as strong as he is. I just want him to survive, Minerva replied. That dude is strong. I think he'll do fine. Takashi tried to sound reassuring for Minerva and Naomi. And after sparring with Tokala 2 nights ago, I have faith in his capability to win this match. Fight! 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 Ronald viciously swung his arms, then fought Tokala for the next 6 minutes. Just then... Is that all? Tokala panted. You could do better than that. Blood steadily dripped from his right shoulder. Come on, and give me your best shot. He smiled cunningly at Ronald. Baby, that's enough. Minerva suddenly stepped between him and Ronald. You've proven yourself, Tokala. She found herself struggling to make the tribesmen be still. Songa will be okay, she continued, trying to soothe his anger. After a few seconds more, Tokala finally calmed down, sighed, and regained his composure. Bastard. Tokala turned around and went down the stairs with Minerva right behind him. Thanks, Mimi, he said quietly. You don't need to thank me, Minerva replied. Are you okay? Amari frantically checked Tokala's bleeding shoulder. Let me fight, Ronald. He started to go up the stairs, but Minerva gently stopped the young Swoll from doing so. No, Amari, Minerva said firmly. But, Minerva, Amari started to argue. The answer is no, she said firmly. Once again, that is. You'll only get yourself hurt. You're not my mother, Amari then continued going up the staircase. Since you have fought so many already, he looked at Ronald with a cautious look, we shall fight later. In the meantime, let me have my rematch with him. Amari pointed at Takashi, who was now speaking with Naomi and Haruki. Amari, Sejani rolled her eyes. Get down from there, please. No, bae, I gotta fight next, Amari said with pride. Sejani crossed her arms and just could not believe what she heard. Haruki then calmly adjusted his sword and shurikens that rested on his right ankle. Nani? Takashi laughed. This will be quick. He needs to learn that these are serious times. Haruki placed a hand on Takashi's shoulder before the ninja then went to face Amari. Son of General James, Haruki gave Amari a small composed smile. You're the weak guy, Amari laughed loudly. Amari, don't be so rude. Minerva turned the other way for a quick moment. Yeah. Amari confidently braced himself with his spear, while Haruki steadily raised his katana silently. They call me weak and unimpactful, but make no mistake, Master Amari. I am more skilled than you give me credit for. Haruki spoke calmly. Say less, fight more. Amari ran straight to him, swinging his spear as wild as a loose and foul-tempered duck. You're mine, Haruki Seo. Amari Konobaka. Haruki quickly grabbed the tip of Amari's spear with just his left hand. You will not win this match with such wild instinct. Give up while you can. He eyed the younger warrior with mild annoyance. I refuse to go down, Amari snapped. You better fight with all your fragile heart, Peace Indian. Father wants me to win, he pointed to James. You seek another's approval. Haruki, despite the intense pain stemming from his bony left hand, managed to deliver a brutal kick to his energetic opponent. Stop fighting, Amari, and turn back, he said with little regard for the young swole. Never! And with another swing of his spear, Amari clashed against Haruki and his sword. That boy, Minerva gently rolled her soft eyes. Seeing the exasperated look on the young woman, Ashanti laughed softly. Minerva, sweet girl, it will be okay, she said soothingly. My boy may be a bit stubborn, but I know he will turn out fine. He's like his father in more ways than one. She paid close attention to Amari trying to read Haruki's swift and calculated movements as the ninja effortlessly dodged many of his attacks. Just then, Adebayo and Hayato arrived. Sofuyo, Mio, Kono, Sodai Nairu, Tarakayo. Takashi beamed with strong excitement. Hayato sighed of joy. Do your best, Haruki. He then watched Amari. And you too, young son of General James. And so, as the fighting continued for 7 minutes more, Minerva watched with hope for both Amari and Haruki. Amari is too stubborn. Meanwhile, Haruki is so frail and sickly as is. I hope this fight stops soon. Minerva wants to stop the duel, but Naomi wouldn't let her. Relax, girl, Naomi smiled widely. I am certain he wouldn't hurt him. Yeah, but Minerva watched Amari throwing more punches at Haruki, who simply parried him with just one of his shurikens. Wow, that ninja has more skill than I thought. Then, after several minutes more, Haruki ran up on Amari and then delivered a swift blow to his stomach, prompting the young swole to then get on his knees and quietly bow his head to him. You have lost, Master Amari, Haruki said calmly. I am done fighting you. He then helped him up. Let it be considered we both won instead. Stunned beyond words, Amari simply nodded his head and smiled at Haruki before the two stepped down from the arena. Amari, are you okay? Minerva frantically dusted off Amari. May I, sir? She offered to do the same to Haruki. It is fine, Lady Minerva. Haruki went to stand by Hayato and Takashi. Do nateru endusu ka, Oji-chan. Just then, Hayato whispered, Konya shipatsu suru hitsuyo ga arimasu. He looked carefully at Haruki and Takashi, and then continued, Watashi tachi ga shoke reru koto ni nata to tadayama shirimashita. He had a tense expression on his normally relaxed face. For the three of them, it was now quiet all of a sudden. Then Hayato led his grandsons away from the fight stone. So later that evening, even after speaking with Naomi's father, he was secretly still planning to have all of us essentially murdered by the general, Takashi said with fear. That man is known for his sheer brutality. James Swell will be no easy foe. He then gulped hard. As long as we are together, we will survive this dreadful plight, Hayato reassured his grandson. Haruki, I've heard from Ashanti that there will be spies who will be ready to kill plenty of our men. That said, I need you to put your true skills to action. Haruki nodded his head. Understood. Takashi, you shall accompany your brother and help him put an end to any who seek our blood. Yes, sir. Takashi bowed. But what about you? His eyes widened with worry. Excuse me for the interruption. Now, where was I? Hayato started walking toward the Sword King's tavern slowly. I shall be the distraction. You two will kill any who pose a threat to our men and women. Then he hurried on with his swords drawn. Grandfather! Takashi started to go after him, but Haruki stopped him with the hilt of his sword. We cannot let him go alone, brother. We have been given our order, Takashi. We must follow his instructions, no matter what happens. The ninja replied. How can you be so calm about this? Takashi asked with a slightly tense look. He might... Well, he is already not exactly one in his prime anymore, and... Haruki gently tapped his brother's shoulder. I understand and share your concern. However, do not think grandfather wants us to still live if anything happens. However, do you not think grandfather wants us to still live if anything happens to him? Just then, Naomi and Minerva, who both overheard the conversation, rushed forward. Stand your ground. Haruki immediately pointed his sword at the two young women. We are not here to harm either of you, Haruki, Minerva spoke gently. We are here to help you and your family. She looked around carefully. I will kill you if I must, Haruki said without hesitation. Minerva immediately felt her chest tighten and thought, this war is killing people in more ways than one. She felt a tear steadily forming in her left eye. Brother, Takashi said slowly, this is not the way we should be toward innocent people, especially women such as them. Open your eyes, brother. They are enemies like we are to them. Haruki refused to lower his weapon. If either are prepared to kill us, then draw your weapon. I am not dishonorable like you Roverians. Naomi scoffed. Boy, bye. We do not want to hurt ya. We want to help, she snapped. Why would you turn away from your own father, Adebayo, Naomi? Haruki inconspicuously reached for a shuriken and handed it to Takashi, gesturing to him to look out for spies. Listen, Amari's father's already slaughtering samurai guys all over the place, my guy, Naomi continued urgently. Your asses are next if you don't shut the fuck up and listen to us. You would risk facing punishment for helping us? Takashi asked. Yes, this land of ours is nothing but a corrupt regime, Naomi almost yelled. You've got to trust us. Shine, Naomi-sama to Minerva-sama. Haruki charged fiercely at Naomi and Minerva, only for them to quickly parry him without getting themselves hurt. Whoa, boy, are you stupid? Naomi slapped Haruki, who quickly retaliated with a brutal kick. Haruki, stop! Takashi and Minerva both shouted. Takashi kono dai bakayaru. The ninja, much to his brother's great shock, punched him against a tree. Anata wa shin no seo samurai diwa arimasen. Haruki said with sadness just then. Nani? Shin kyo da yo. Takashi laughed, but a tear steadily fell. In other words, Haruki started to question Takashi's worth as a warrior in their family. Just then, Minerva slowly started to approach Haruki, but then she and the others heard the sounds of swords clashing, as well as lots of screaming coming from all sorts of directions. Oh no, she said. It has begun, Haruki said quietly. Then he turned to Takashi. If you call yourself a real warrior, then take up your sword and fight alongside me. Without saying another word, the ninja then took off. Are you okay, Takashi? Minerva helped him up. I think so. Pain registered in his voice. We need to find a way to stop this mess, and fast, Naomi raised her rapier. I agree, Lady Naomi, Takashi nodded his head. We need to find grandfather. Come. He and the two ladies then went onward. Meanwhile, Hayato was locked in battle against several knights within the Sword King's tavern. Having already defeated 5 knights, the elderly samurai started to reach for his wakizashi when Amari and Ronald stepped forward next to Kevin, all of whom were now ready to face Hayato. You two need to return home, Hayato said firmly to Amari and Ronald. You're both too young to face such situations. Leave, now. It was then that Takashi, Naomi, and then Minerva rushed into the establishment. Takashi, where's your brother? Hayato steadily raised his sword. He went out to fight. Meanwhile, I came to help you, the grandson/samurai jester replied. I gave you an order, Hayato argued. And yet, you're too old to be handling this alone, Takashi argued back. And if you die, who will be watching over us? Enough chit-chat, Kevin snapped. Surrender, Hayato Seo. Ursha Benjamin knows you are a threat and that you must lay down your life. Father, Minerva called out. This is wrong. Minerva, you are always the weak one, Kevin spat angrily. You're the older child between yourself and Tyrone, and yet you're such a weakling. He then snarled at her. From hanging around and even fucking that pirate to showing support to an enemy of our own kingdom. You disgust me, daughter. Get out of my sight. Minerva quickly fell to her knees just then, as Amari and Ronald charged at Hayato and clashed against him. Yurishite Okure, Wakaki Senshi Tachio, Hayato said quietly before he then effortlessly took down Ronald and Amari without harming them. Lower your weapons, children, he pointed his katana at them. I've no desire to end your lives, but I will do what is required of me if the situation calls for death. Grandfather, Haruki stepped in. I spot the general. He is approaching. Takashi, Haruki, Hayato calmly spoke. Get behind me. Oh no, they don't. Kevin started to go after Haruki, but the ninja quickly subdued Kevin. You seek to kill me? Then show me your skills. He sprang up and fought Haruki viciously. Be gone from my sight. Haruki, after an intense yet brief sword fight, slashed Kevin's left leg before he then kicked him to the floor. Shall I now cut off your leg if you try further? The ninja threatened while Kevin screamed in deep pain. Minerva gasped and rushed to Kevin. Are you okay, father? Kevin groaned angrily in his struggle to continue the fight. Naomi, wrap his leg. Use anything. Minerva got up and grabbed a lone sword from one of the knights killed in battle. Haruki, stand your ground. You harmed my father, she said firmly while readying herself for combat. You best turn back, take your father, and go, Lady Minerva. Haruki gripped his sword tightly. Otherwise, you will need to unfortunately be killed. Just as Minerva was about to battle Haruki, James barged into the tavern with Ashanti and Adebayo by his side. What's up, skinny bitch? James wasted no time in pulling out a gun, pointing it directly at Haruki. Haruki gulped as his chest tightened. Then he thought, just in that moment, I am prepared to die. Nefarious and this war has caused me to question if I'll live long, and though I resent my fate, I enjoyed being with my family. The ninja closed his eyes slowly. Then, bang, 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 bang! Minerva gasped even harder, Naomi screamed, and Takashi shouted tearfully while drawing his swords. Haruki opened his eyes, and to his horror, Hayato was dripping blood from his mouth as bloody holes filled his body while stumbling over the young ninja, struggling to stand up. Grandfather! The Seo brothers shouted. James smirked coldly. Pussies. Jimoso Suo Shoboda! Haruki yelled and then charged toward James, swinging his sword fiercely. You shall die by my weak hands. He attempted to impale James, but he was quickly overpowered before James and Adebayo mercilessly started beating the ninja to the floor, while Ashanti watched painfully at Haruki's suffering. Motherfucker, you want to die too? James placed the barrel of his gun on Haruki's forehead upon grabbing the ninja by his neck. I'll blow your pale head off this bitch. Try me. Hizo waza Yuki no Sakura no Shi. Takashi shot as he lunged at James and slashed him repeatedly with his swords before he then delivered a swift kick to his neck, only for James to then stand before him, slowly walking toward the samurai jester with deep rage. Oh no. Takashi tried to stand tall and strong, but seeing James this up and close only made him all the more scared. You really seek death tonight, bitch. James raised his sword and was just about to cut him down when Tokala rushed in and stopped James by slamming him against the wall. Ugh! James yelled angrily while wrestling Tokala. Bitch ass, come here! He started beating Tokala with sheer aggression, but Tokala fought back twice as hard. Baby! Minerva tried to come to Tokala's aid, but then, no! Stay back! Tokala shouted. He's too dangerous, Mimi. But, Mimi, listen to me. Get out of here, and fast, Tokala continued. I got this piece of shit. He then received a powerful blow to the face. Get the fuck up! James then stepped on Tokala's chest with brute force. Tokala screamed in deep pain. Scream for me, pussy. James rated himself to shoot Tokala next. But Minerva tackled the general to the floor. You stupid green-haired bitch. He started fighting Minerva right then, though quickly managed to disarm James before she was knocked down in the heat of the battle, just moments before Tokala got up and continued fighting James with all of his might. Just then, things quickly escalated as Hayato, still willing to battle further, got up and clashed against Adebayo and Kevin, while at the same time, Franklin and Song were hastily approaching the tavern. Then they soon arrived. The holy unholiness bells of death ring loudly for General James Swow. Franklin swiftly opened the door leading to the tavern, while Song was more than ready to face the general. You! James walked toward Franklin. You, the demented priest! Are you here to kill me as well? He grabbed the deceased knight's spiked club and was more than ready for action against the cleric. Time to die, Franklin Franklin casually waved his finger, releasing a faint purple mist. My disciple, Song Kim, has unfinished business of you, General. I look forward to seeing her kill you. His smile was dark and sinister. James gave Song one cold look and spat at her. That's the bitch whose pathetic family I murdered. Go away, Song, or I'll do more to you before putting you out of your misery. He licked his lips at her. Song immediately felt as though her heart was about to stop. If you are too scared, then you shall never complete your desire for revenge, dear Song. Franklin conjured a scythe and sword. I shall end this man for you. Tch, as if you can kill me, James snapped. Come, and you shall also die. With a haunting smile, Franklin engaged James in a heated battle. My power is not needed even against you, General. This is where you shall pay with your life, Franklin said coldly. Franklin! Song rushed to the cleric's side. I shall protect you. Is that so? James slapped Song with brute strength, but she refused to falter. You are a strong little lady. I'll hand that to ya. Then he fought not just Franklin, but also now Song, with more knights coming to aid the general, and at the same time, people were clashing against the three Seiya warriors, with Hayato, despite his severe injuries, fighting with sheer determination. We need to get out of here, Takashi shouted. Indeed, everyone, fall back. Hayato gathered his samurai men and women, fleeing alongside his grandsons just in time as more and more soldiers came rushing into the tavern. They're gone! James crossed his arms in anger. I am not through with you bitches. He snapped at Tokala, Song, Franklin, and even Minerva. I shall make good work on ya. Man, fuck out of here. Tokala rolled his eyes. James immediately grabbed him. Listen here, you. I will gladly have you executed tonight. Don't test my gangster, boy. You got more game than me? Tokala smiled coldly. Prove it, cuz. Minerva gasped with a hand covering her mouth. Let me fight him, Song shouted. I will murder General James for what he did to my family. Franklin couldn't help but smile devilishly, and then he thought to himself, Excellent, my dear Song. You are embracing the darkness within you. Then he started laughing quietly. We'll fight him together, Tokala ready his blades. As much as I like for you all to fight, that will be enough. The son of Urja Benjamin, Prince Caspar Dur, said calmly with a clap of his hands. Accompanying him was his younger sister, Mary Dur, dressed in a fine dress and carried around a black rapier that almost matched that of Caspar's. Franklin Dur, the monster from Deturia, you will be coming with us, Mary said with an authoritative tone. Just then, Gerald Ern, one of the elite knights of the Roverian army, was standing right beside the Roverian prince and princess. You are hereby guilty of inciting mass violence and destruction across Roveria in the name of Draxism, you sickening and deranged psycho, Gerald said sharply. You are under arrest and will await trial. Song gasped as she looked at Franklin with great concern. You are going to arrest me, in spite of once battling against Catherine Girl for you and your father, Prince Caspar? Franklin spoke calmly to the prince. You did perform admirably, but that doesn't excuse your crimes, Caspar said firmly. Very well, Franklin nodded his head. But, Lord Franklin, Song grabbed the young cleric's robe. Take care of my friend Song Kim, my lord. The Durax's warrior bowed humbly to Caspar and Mary. She needs lots of emotional support. Hold up, James stepped in. You and that little bitch attacked me. Song here even declared that she would murder me. Execute them. You murdered my family, you fucking dick, Song fired back. Listen here. James grabbed Song by her neck and then slammed her against the wall. You have no idea what I can do to you right now, you stupid Peace Indian woman. I will beat your little sexy ass up in due time if you continue to test my gangster. That is enough, General. Franklin, with just a slight twist of his wrist, forced James to let go of her through dark telekinesis. You will have to kill me first if you wish to harm Song in any capacity. His smile was unnerving. That is enough. Come with us, Franklin, Caspar said quietly, and then nodded his head to Gerald. Cuff him. Right. Gerald wasted no time in handcuffing Franklin, and soon the cleric had quietly left the area with Gerald and Benjamin's grown children, but not before Caspar personally ordered that James was to not harm Song and instead have Song be relocated to Minerva's house amongst a few more orders. Franklin, Song started to cry bitterly. He's going to... He might... Come with me, Song. Minerva gently took her by her hand and escorted her away from the tavern, with Tokala and his crew right beside them, as everyone else slowly started to take their leave. And thus wraps up episode 7. And golly, was this an intense episode. I will see you all in the next episode.